So the pancreas is also an accessory organ like the liver and like the salivary glands. And the pancreas is a really interesting organ because it has two different types of cells in it. So it is a gland, it's a digestive gland, and it has the endocrine, it's got an endocrine portion to it. Oops, endocrine portion. And this produces hormones, and it releases them into the blood. So it doesn't have any ducts. And example would be insulin is a hormone that is produced by the endocrine cells in the pancreas. But the pancreas also has an exocrine function. And this exocrine portion has special cells called acinar cells that produce enzymes and produce that pancreatic juice that we talked about. So they produce enzymes and pancreatic juice. These are released into the duodenum, the first part of your small intestine. So the pancreas, let's look at it first. It sits right below the stomach. It's in the mesenteries, and it has these ducts. And so the ducts transport the substance. That's the definition of an exocrine gland, is it releases its substances via a duct, not into the blood. Here, microscopically, we can see that we have these special cells that then secrete their substances into the duct. And so this is really important part of the pancreas is digestion. So when we look at the pancreatic juices, let's look at another page here. It is alkaline. So it is going to neutralize or help to neutralize the acidic chyme that is coming through that pyloric valve from the stomach into the duodenum. So it has lots of bicarbonate ions in it, bicarbonate ion rich. And this is important for the enzymes to be able to function, is they have to have the right pH. We also have enzymes which are involved specifically in chemical digestion. So unlike the bile, these enzymes actually bind to the molecules and break bonds. So we have what are called proteases. These break down protein. We have amylase. This breaks down carbohydrates like salivary amylase. This is pancreatic amylase. We have lipases, which break down lipids, and we have nucleases, which break down nucleotides. So a big part of the small intestine, at least that first part, is involved in chemical digestion. So remember that in the stomach, we had pepsinogen, which is an inactive form of pepsin, protecting the stomach from its own digestion or self-digestion. And so we can look at the same thing in our small intestine. So when we see what is coming in to the small intestine, it's all the inogens. So trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, those are all in the inactive form. So trypsinogen is actually only activated when there's an enzyme present in the small intestine, in the lumen of the small intestine, that converts it to trypsin. And then you can see here that trypsin then helps to convert trypsinogen to more trypsin, but then it helps to convert these other enzymes to their active form. And that is one way that the small intestine protects itself from self-digestion, is it secretes those enzymes in an inactive form, and then it is in the lumen where the enzymes become active. Okay, So in another lecture, we're going to talk about the physiology of nutrient absorption, which is another big part of the function of the small intestine.